So today's video is about how to trust Jesus more, and it's from his own very mouth that I got last night. My children, so very many of you are struggling to trust me and feel despair. My children, do not doubt, I am with you. You are like a small boat being tossed about by the waves, but you must trust that I am with you. The more you trust, the easier it will become to trust. Think of when you learned to cycle or drive and how nervous you were in comparison to now. Trusting in me is similar. Over time, your trust grows and you understand better and better my ways. I know, my children, that this process is painful, but even so, continue to trust and to ask me for help, and I promise that I will answer your prayer. So, very short, very simple, and at the same time, very, very true. And Jesus, he always uses, at least to me, practical examples. And it is true. Think of when you learned to maybe cycle or to drive, or if you don't cycle or drive, think of something you do, playing music, dancing, something that took time at the start. And at the start, for example, the cycling thing, most people can cycle. At the start, we're afraid of falling off. We can only go like 10 yards from here to the door. We're wobbling, too much left, too much right. And then your parents said, well done, and you look up and then all of a sudden you fall off. You can't do anything. And then over time, you get good at it. You can cycle, you can be on your phone. You can even cycle perhaps with no hands. You can almost cycle blindfolded. And when you see people in the circus and the things they can do, like wheelies and BMX and all sorts of stuff, it's amazing. And yet, that very person started off not being able to cycle and started off from zero. And so, Jesus is saying the same thing when it comes to us with Him. You see, we have to learn how to trust Him, and we have to learn how to let Him act in our lives. And just like doing that, it takes time. And sometimes, for example, we feel we don't know what He's doing. And we feel anxious, we feel fear, we feel anxiety, we feel all those feelings because we're not in control. We don't know what's happening. What Jesus is saying is if we continue to trust day by day, bit by bit, saying, okay, Jesus, this feels very uncomfortable, but I'm still going to trust. You're still there, you're still with me. And bit by bit, our trust grows. And just like learning to cycle, we get better at it. Another example, I think of is dancing. You ever see, for example, those people and they're learning to dance, and I don't know, it doesn't have to be the man or the woman, but the man throws the woman up into the air, he swings her about, she goes this way, she goes that way, he catches her, or even gymnasts, for example. Imagine the crazy trust that has to be between them. She has to trust that he's going to be able to catch her, balance. If not, she could break her leg or break her neck or something like that. And obviously, it takes years and years of trust. And so when she's flying in the air, she just has to relax and know that she's coming down, he's going to catch her. And that doesn't happen overnight. And you see, sometimes in our lives it's the same. Jesus allows all sorts of trials in our lives. Sometimes Jesus is like the dancer at the bottom and he flings us this way, so to speak. He allows gossip to happen about us. He allows talk to happen about us. He allows things to go wrong. He allows all sorts of stuff. And we're there wondering, what's happening? Is he ever going to catch me again? Why is all this going on? Because we don't understand. But over time, our understanding grows. We realize, okay, he is with me. But through this experience, he's teaching me how to forgive. Through this experience, he's teaching me how to detach. Through this experience, he's teaching me how to be strong, to stand up for myself. Through this experience, he's teaching me how to pray more. Through this experience, he's teaching me this, he's teaching me that. And so we learn basically, over time, we learn more and more what he's doing and why we feel the way we feel. And so we learn to trust more, to go with it more, to trust in Jesus more. And so that is when we get peace. So he says, you are like a small boat being tossed about by the waves, but you must trust that I am with you. And it's true, sometimes I've watched films and you see there's a massive storm and there's a small little boat, and it seems like the waves are going to capsize it and turn it upside down, and yet somehow it doesn't. And so it's the same with us. Somehow we have to trust that we're stronger than we think, even when the storms are coming and anxieties are coming and fears are coming and we don't feel great. Somehow we have to trust that even though I don't feel great, I'm going to get through this. Jesus is with me. It will pass. And he says, the more you trust, the easier it will become. So trusting in me is similar. Over time, your trust grows and your understanding and better my ways. And it's true, the understanding part is important. The more we understand something, the more we can cooperate with the process. We know that it will pass, and we're not trying to in any way hinder it, okay? And I find Jesus' words at the end very, very sweet, to be honest, and practical. I know, my children, that this process is painful, but even so, continue to trust and to ask me for help, and I promise that I will answer your prayer. Now remember, Jesus promises he will answer our prayer. Now he mightn't always answer it in the way that we like. I've seen that from my own life. In my own life, Jesus teaches how to live in the world without being of the world. Sometimes, for example, we would like if Jesus would take away all our problems, but more than often than not, Jesus gives us the trust, he gives us the grace, he gives us the wisdom, he gives us the strength, he gives us all these things to overcome our problems because he wants to strengthen us. And so we need to trust in him that he is helping us. And at the same time, we need to continuously pray for wisdom so that we can understand how it is that we can cooperate better with him. And so it reminds me what Jesus said to Sister Faustina, the image of the Divine Mercy. And Jesus said to keep coming back to that image and saying, Jesus, I trust in you, to keep coming back. In other words, he didn't just say, look at the Divine Mercy image once, say, Jesus, I trust in you, and have a nice life. No, he said to keep coming back to it because he knows we're all a bit like St. Peter. We trust in Jesus to a point, then something goes wrong, and in our hearts we start getting fear, we start getting anxiety, we start getting worry. That is normal. But it's in those times that we need extra to look at that Divine Mercy picture, to center ourselves, to pray to him and to say, Jesus, I trust in you. Jesus, I trust in you. Strengthen, Jesus, my wavering heart. Strengthen, Jesus, the anxiety, the fear. Strengthen the parts of me, Jesus, that are finding it difficult to trust in you. Jesus, come on, you're with me, strengthen me. And so Jesus isn't at all saying you should trust in me fully and you shouldn't be feeling any doubt, you shouldn't be feeling any fear. It's the opposite. He understands 100% why you might be feeling some doubt. He understands 100% why you might be feeling some fear. And yet he's inviting you, saying, you can do it. Come on, I'm with you. Keep on trusting. Trusting is about faith. It's not about our feelings. We should tell Jesus our feelings and everything, but at the same time, we should not let ourselves be governed by our feelings, because our feelings can pull us all sorts of ways. And so on that note, let today be a day of great trust. It's the day of the resurrection. When we think about it, today is the day that Jesus appeared, or he resurrected from the dead. He appeared to Mary Magdalene. He vanquished death, and it's that same resurrection power when we receive Holy Communion today that's acting in us. And so we need to say, Jesus, I trust in you with your power, with your strength. You're acting in my life. You are stronger than my problems. You are stronger than my anxieties. You are stronger than my despair. You are stronger than all the negativity. Come, Holy Spirit, come fill my heart, come fill my head. Come, Holy Spirit, come blast away from me all this negativity, all my doubts, all my anxiety. Come, Holy Spirit, come, Holy Spirit. So we need to implore the Holy Spirit, implore his trust, because without his help, without his grace, we just can't do it. We can't fake it. We need his help, we need his grace. But we can stir up our hearts, put on praise music in your house, read the lives of the saints, and remind yourself of all the times Jesus has done good things in your life. Surround yourself by other people whom Jesus is helping and has helped, and put yourself in that atmosphere of trust. Ask people to pray with you, go to confession regularly, go to adoration regularly, and ask Our Lady to help you, pray to her. And bit by bit, your trust will grow. Just like learning a foreign language, if you surround yourself in the atmosphere of the language, your language, it will grow. If you surround yourself in the atmosphere of trust, in the atmosphere of people who trust, the people who will pray, your trust will grow. And especially when you pray yourself, when you pray at home, and you constantly surrender your problems, your anxieties to Jesus and say, Jesus, I trust in you. I surrender the whole lot to you, and that your will be done in my life. So on that note, let us have great, fantastic trust in Jesus, and let our trust and our strength be a beacon of light, a beacon of hope, and a beacon of strength to other people who, for whatever reason, may be going through a difficult period in their lives and may be finding it difficult to trust. So on that note, let us say 3 times together, Jesus, I trust in you. I don't know, the image is up there, maybe you can see it. So we'll say, Jesus, I trust in you. Jesus, I trust in you. Jesus, I trust in you. Thank you for watching.